Dear friends, one's Lord Buddha was tell, you only lose what you cling to. Hey, my dear friends, have you ever felt like you're holding on to something that's weighing you down? Whether it's a thought, a belief, or even a feeling, sometimes the key to peace is simply letting go. Today, we're diving into a profound Buddhist story that shows us how the path to freedom isn't about struggling or forcing change. It's about release. Welcome to the Motivation Zone at Freedom, where we share wisdom that helps you live a happier and more mindful life. Stick around and let's explore the powerful message behind the Buddhist story. No water, no moon. Let's get started. Dear friends, let me tell you about a devoted bhikkhuni, a Buddhist nun who had been following the Buddhist teachings for many years. She was dedicated and lived a life of mindfulness and discipline, always seeking to reach enlightenment. But despite her commitment, she couldn't quite achieve that deeper spiritual awakening she longed for. No matter how much she practiced, something seemed to be missing, something just beyond her reach. One evening, as part of her daily routine, she carried water in an old pot tied with bamboo. It seemed like a simple task, right? But sometimes, dear friends, it's in the most ordinary moments that life gives us the most profound lessons. Little did she know that this very evening, while doing something so familiar, everything would change. As she walked, the unexpected happened. The bamboo snapped and the bottom of the pot fell out. Water spilled everywhere, and the bhikkhuni stood still, watching it flow to the ground. In that moment, something amazing took place. You see, friends, it wasn't just the pot that broke. In that exact moment, she felt a deep release. Her attachment to the struggle for enlightenment dissolved. All the years of effort, all the pushing and striving disappeared like the water on the ground. In that moment, the bhikkhuni became free. The physical weight of the pot and the spiritual weight of her struggles were gone. She realized that enlightenment wasn't something to chase. It was found in letting go. And in that simple act, she attained what she had been seeking all along. Dear friends, let's take a moment to dive deeper into the meaning behind this story. The pot, the water, and the broken bamboo all symbolize the bonds we hold tightly in our lives. We fill our minds with desires, expectations, and beliefs, thinking they are essential for happiness or success. But as we saw with the bhikkhuni, true understanding and freedom come when we let go, when we release the tight grip we have on our minds. The jar represented her mind, which was filled with attachments. These attachments could be anything, desires, fears, or the endless striving for something more. But once the jar broke, once she let go of everything she was holding on to mentally, she was no longer confined by those limitations. In that moment, she left everything in her mind behind, and with that release, she experienced true freedom. Enlightenment, as the story shows us, is not something to be gained. It's what naturally happens when we let go of the clutter in our minds. Now, dear friends, I want to invite you to reflect on your own life. What are you holding on to in your mind that may be holding you back? Is it a past failure that haunts you, a fear of something in the future, or a desire for things to be different? When we examine it closely, we see that these things exist only in our minds. They are mental constructs that we cling to, often without realizing it. So, like the bhikkhuni, we all carry burdens within our minds. The constant mental chatter, the desires, the worries, they weigh us down, just as the pot weighed her down. But what if, like her, you could let go of that burden? What if you allowed the mind to release its grip and simply drop everything you've been holding on to? Imagine how freeing that would feel, no longer being bound by the limitations and attachments of the mind. By letting go, we open ourselves up to peace, clarity, and a deeper understanding of life. Dear friends, let's now take this powerful lesson and see how we can apply it to our daily lives. Whether it's in our work, relationships, or personal growth, we often believe that we need to put in more effort or exert more control to make things go our way. We push ourselves harder, thinking that if we just keep striving, we'll find success or happiness. But sometimes the answer is much simpler: less effort, less control, and more letting go. Here's a practical step you can take that doesn't require any special practice or strange activity. Simply start by observing your likes and dislikes in the activities of your daily life. Whether you're at work, talking to someone, or even relaxing, notice the moments where you feel attached to a certain outcome, where you either want something to happen or you want to avoid something. What you'll realize is that these likes and dislikes are creating bonds within your mind. They are the mental attachments that hold you back, just like the bikuni's pot. By observing these bonds, you'll come to see that they're all mental. They don't exist outside of you. They are constructs of your mind. And when you can acknowledge this, when you admit that these attachments are just part of your mental landscape, you begin to feel a sense of freedom. The key to this freedom isn't in fighting your mind, but in simply recognizing these bonds for what they are and letting them go. Dear friends, as we conclude this story, let us take a moment to honor the wisdom of Lord Buddha, who showed us the path to life and freedom through simple yet profound teachings. His lessons, like the one we explored today, remind us that true peace is found not through holding on, but through letting go. It's a teaching that must be respected and cherished as it guides us toward a life of clarity and freedom. If this story resonates with you, I encourage you to take a step forward in your own life. Explore where you might be holding on too tightly. What can you let go of today that is weighing you down? Embrace the power of release and see how it transforms your inner world. And if you found value in today's story, I invite you to contribute to the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What are you ready to let go of today? Also, don't forget to join us here at the Motivation Zone at Freedom for more wisdom on mindfulness and personal growth. Together, we can all move closer to the freedom and peace we seek.